Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very warm welcome to each one of you. Tonight, on Saturday, 22nd of November, at 9 p.m. Pakistan time, or around 9 p.m., we gather not merely to mark the passing of a great teacher, but to celebrate a life that continues to guide, comfort, and elevate us. We are talking about Sir MAHFOOZ RAHMAN. We begin by acknowledging the presence of another great gentleman whose name itself carries global respect and who has just joined us, Sir David Green, former VSO teacher at Cadet College Hasanabdal, who is joining us from England. He's former Director General of the British Council, a distinguished figure honored with titles such as Knight of the British Empire, Knight Commander, and Commander of the Royal Victorian Order for his remarkable contributions to international educational development. Sir David Green, thank you so much for being here. Sir David Green is one of the most respected voices in global education. His leadership, his compassion, and his lifelong dedication to uplifting students around the world reflects the very values that Professor MAHFOOZ RAHMAN embodied. We are profoundly honored to have you here with us. We welcome you wholeheartedly. You are joining us from England, and we are equally honored to welcome. I was expecting him there. I think he's on his way if he hasn't joined. General Najib Tariq, former principal of Cadet College Hasanabdal, a leader whose tenure strengthened the academic and moral foundations of our institution. And also with great pride, I'm expecting him to join. I was given this assurance that he will be there. With great pride, we welcome Brigadier Nasir Khatak. He is the current serving principal of Cadet College Hasanabdal. He is indeed a custodian of the legacy which teachers like Professor MAHFOOZ RAHMAN built with such dedication and devotion. We are going to be joined by several other distinguished Abdalians, names which carry immense respect both within Pakistan and internationally. Of course, we have Mr. Zakaur Rahman, Mr. Zakaullah, and then there is General Guftar Shah, General Zahid Parvez, and many other honorable Abdalians whose eulogies have the privilege of introducing as the program unfolds. But tonight we gather for one enduring purpose: to honor the memory of Professor MAHFOOZ RAHMAN. He was not simply a teacher, he was a gentle force of wisdom. 60 plus years have gone by, and I cannot forget him. There hasn't been a single day when he has vanished from my memory. We were in touch with each other through Facebook, social media, throughout these years. So his passing away is just his grace that has made just one pause. Life continues. His dignity elevated every room he entered. I remember him coming to the biology class the first day that he entered, and as typical of Abdalians, I had drawn some cartoons on the blackboard just to greet him and just to tell him that he's in for some big surprises. He shaped our minds, but most importantly, MAHFOOZ RAHMAN shaped our character. His teachings were never confined to the syllabus. They were lessons in humility, sincerity, and truth. His highest civilian honor, the Nishan-e-Imtiaz of Pakistan, was a recognition that came late. It was a recognition of his greatness, which we had long been waiting. And yet this happens all the time. many of history's towering figures, true recognition often comes long after their time. We remember Leo Tolstoy, never awarded a Nobel Prize. And then there were James Joyce, Virginia Woolf, Chekhov, Mark Twain, and several other names to whom recognition came late. Professor MAHFOOZ Rahman stands amongst these rare, timeless souls whose brilliance unfolds across generations. The measure of his greatness lies in the thousands of hearts that he has shaped, the countless futures he nourished, and the gentle integrity he modeled for all of us. His real legacy is alive and shall always stay alive. It shall be alive in the words we speak, in the values we practice, and in the memories that return when life tests us. May God bless his noble soul with the highest station in eternal peace. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. May his family find comfort in knowing that his life was a gift to all who knew him. And may we honor him by carrying forward the honesty, kindness, and wisdom he embodied. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to this solemn gathering of remembrance and gratitude for Mr. MAHFOOZ Rahman. Let us now begin our tribute to a teacher who was really a man for all seasons. What a great person Mr. MAHFOOZ Rahman was. He shall always stand as one of the greatest teachers whom cadets across the world have known. Sir David Green, it would be our deepest honor if you would share a few words in remembrance of your dear friend and colleague, Professor MAHFOOZ Rahman. Your voice has always carried wisdom and dignity. I remember you from our days in Macbeth, this young gentleman who was just probably 1 or 2 years older than we were, and we were able to be just friends with him. We were the group that built the first hovercraft for Pakistan, you and Mr. McMorland. And I remember the production of Macbeth at the open air theater, which at the last minute I was asked to play the role of a porter to provide comic relief. It was going a very tense thing. And at the last minute, I was asked to play the role of the porter. And you guided me. And I still remember the stage. That the typical thing about an actor is once you get the stage and you are asked to take your time, I took all the time. 10 minutes, I was continuing, who's this? Who's there? Who's there in the name of Beelzebub? Who's there in the name of the other devil? I have not forgotten that. And Professor MAHFOOZ Rahman, he was your colleague, your friend with whom you have maintained wonderful contact. Your voice has always carried wisdom and dignity all over the world, especially in Pakistan. And it would mean a great deal to all of us to hear your reflections. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. And I'm very pleased to be able to share some reflections. And you mentioned the Macbeth production in which MAHFOOZ Rahman played the doctor.
Yes.
And I played King Duncan, and you played the porter. I was 18 years old when I first met MAHFOOZ Rahman, and he was in his early 20s, and we both joined Cadet College Hasanabdal at the same time. He as a biology teacher, as you said, and I as a volunteer, unqualified teacher of English from the United Kingdom. Understandably, I encountered some raised eyebrows from some of the teaching staff. What could this young man from England have to offer? But not from MAHFOOZ. He had no prejudices or preconceptions and could not have been more welcoming or friendly. It was the start of a friendship that lasted over 60 years until his far too premature death on Tuesday. We corresponded regularly, and whenever I came to Pakistan, either for work and all my jobs with Save the Children, voluntary service overseas, and the British Council thankfully took me to Pakistan, or for some charitable activities I was involved with, we would try to meet up. It was the easiest of relationships, and we always continued as we had left off on the previous occasion. I was very fortunate to be able to stay with him in Narowal earlier this year for 3 days, and we had some excellent conversations and reminiscences. It was my 4th stay in Narowal, and this time the school and college was closed as it was the Eid holiday, and we had to fend for ourselves. We went shopping in the local supermarket and then came back to his house and cooked a simple meal together. Everywhere we went in Narowal, he was treated like a celebrity, and I came to appreciate just how much he had done for the city. The fact that the street on which the school is located is named after him demonstrates the level of respect and affection there is for him in Narowal. On the occasions that I was there when the school was in session, I saw just how respected he was by the students, staff, parents, and board members alike. Every morning and every evening, every afternoon, as the pupils were arriving and leaving, he would stand at the entrance and greet every single pupil. He devoted his entire working life to education, and on the 25th of September of this year, he had completed 60 years without a break as an educationalist. When I messaged him to congratulate him, he told me that the anniversary had completely passed him by. He enjoyed WhatsApp and would keep me up to date with what was happening in his life on at least a weekly basis, dealing with the floods, photos of his rose collection on the campus, larvae in the new butterfly house, an ongoing discussion on when he should retire, his latest ideas for how to enhance the learning experience of his students, etc., etc. In response to a message asking how he was doing on the 15th of September, he replied, "I am doing well. We are these days in flood relief work. We have about 6 million rupees. We've provided groceries. Now we're concentrating on providing mosquito nets, blankets, and warm clothing. We help in building. Our Kartarpur digital exhibit is progressing satisfactorily. We are setting up a robotics lab. We're going into an agreement with Google for their Chromebook learning program for our children. Wish us good luck." He did a remarkable job at Narowal Public School and College, building on the work he did at CCH, where he served for 36 years, and Mirpur Metello, and I was delighted to witness the presentation of the Sitare-e-Imtiaz to him by the President of Pakistan in 2023, in recognition of his truly outstanding services to education. No one deserved it more. He was a remarkable person who inspired literally thousands of people, students, staff, parents, board members alike. He was also a devoted husband, father, grandfather, and uncle. His love of biology and the natural world was a source of great joy throughout his life. I am much the richer for having known him and feel honoured to be able to call him a dear friend. When I was preparing for the interview I did with him at CCH the day after he received the award, I asked him to write some biographical notes for me. He wrote his life story in some detail. I read it again last night, and it's very beautifully and modestly written. At the end, he wrote, "I think I had a life well spent." He certainly did. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful eulogy. And I can tell from my heart, this is one of the most beautiful eulogies I have heard. Thank you very much. Now I have the honor. I take this honor. I see my my friend General Guftar Shah also here, and I have General Najib Tariq, who is a former principal of Cadet College Hasanabdal. He is a leader who shaped and strengthened all the principles for which Mr. Mahfouz stood up. I will take this opportunity to now ask General Najib Tariq to please join us.
Can you hear me now?
Wonderful. We can hear you, we can see you, and we're honored to have you here, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. First of all, I'm very grateful for you to have organized this great event and for inviting me. Mahfouz Sahib has a very special place in my heart, and I would have definitely wanted to say something. The way he impressed me and the way he shaped my opinions and my life at CCH. My knowledge about him is very different from the knowledge which you people have as a student. As you know, I am not from Hasanabdal, I am from Cadet College, Petaro. So when I landed there in 2013 as a principal, I was looking for friends because, I could see suspicion everywhere. And, I had to win some friends. And I think Mahfouz Sahib, he came to my rescue and he started visiting me because his son lived very close to Hasanabdal and Dr. RAHMAN. And he used to come, Mahfouz Sahib used to visit him very, very regularly during summer vacations. And then, every summer vacations, he used to visit Hasanabdal at least 2 or 3 times. And that's how I came to know about him. I knew the huge following which he had in the Abdalian circle, the way people respected him, and I would say worshipped him, because there are a lot of Abdalians who actually respect him so much that it's very, very impressive. When he was coming to and visiting Hasanabdal during summer vacations, I was, engaged in a very, very massive reconstruction thing, renovation and restoration things, because, I inherited the campus in a very bad shape, I must say. It was the replacement of roofs of the hostels. It was floor changing. The windows had gone. The almirahs and wardrobes, everything was moth-eaten. And, I started with a huge reconstruction and restoration process. And every time he came, he had some very, very encouraging remarks for me. There were some people who would give very negative remarks. They would like to discourage, but the best thing about Mahfouz Sahib was he always encouraged me with something very, very different. And for example, he would tell me, when he would say, we had taken off the roofs of all the 6 hostels. We had started work on the reconstruction of the mess, the swimming pool, the academic block. Everything was not in one go, but you see in different phases. And, he remarked, I remember, he once remarked, General Sahib, where did you get all this money from? And why was this, hidden from all of us? He would joke with me and he would say that, you see, आपने कौन सा वो ये कारून का जो खजाना है ये ढूंढ लिया है. And I used to tell him that, you see, it was सरकारी पैसे हैं, लेकिन ये है कि ये जो घर हैं टीचर्स के, इनकी रेनोवेशन हो रही है. उसके अलावा और बहुत सारी जो चीज़ें हैं, ये जो हम कर रहे हैं, ये बहुत सारी जो ओल्ड अब्दालियंस हैं उनकी डोनेशन से हो रही है. तो ही यूज्ड टू एनकरेज मी एंड डिड लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, और जो कि मतलब है कि मेरे लिए बहुत एक पॉजिटिव चीज़ थी, मुझे बहुत इंस्पायर किया, क्योंकि महफूज साहब की बहुत फॉलोइंग थी और उनकी फॉलोइंग से मुझे बड़ी स्ट्रेंथ मिलती थी. मैं जो हूँ मैं बहुत सारी चीज़ें जो है वो इस तरह से करता था और महफूज साहब के साथ शेयर करता था, तो बहुत अच्छे तरीके से मैंने during this time when he used to visit, I recognized, that you see the man had a huge talent as a teacher and as a housemaster. I must acknowledge that, you see, having spent 5-6 years at Kirit College Petaro and then at Hasanabdal, I have never come across a teacher who has been loved so much. This is not something to please you or to please his soul, but it's a fact. It's a fact that I have to acknowledge to every Abdalian that they are lucky to have people like Mahfouz teaching them. He was an extremely role model as a housemaster. I never understood the meaning of being a housemaster till I met him, because he used to tell me that, you see, uh, if I have to describe my duty as a housemaster, it is very simple. I have to say that, you see, instead of having one son, I have 90 sons, and I have to look after them. I have to tabulate how they feel, how are their relationships with their siblings and with their parents, and which background have they come from, and how do I have to motivate them. And for the first time, I understood that, you see, he has a table, he has a sort of note. He takes notes for every cadet, and he promised to show me that diary which he kept all the time. But some or the other, I could never have that opportunity of seeing that diary. But he used to say that, you see, he used to make notes. And the best thing about him as a teacher, he used to narrate an incident. He would say that, you see, once he punished someone, he actually caned a cadet from, I think, 26th or 27th entry. And, after he had caned him, the inquiry was conducted, and he found that, you see, the boy was absolutely innocent. He had not done anything. There were some other people who had done it and thrown it on him. And, he got caned for nothing. And he got the entire entry in his office, and he literally apologized to that boy. Now, not very many people, housemasters, of these days, can do things like that. So when I have to think about him as a role model of being a housemaster, I can think of nobody better than Mahfouz Sahib.
Thank you so much, sir. Wonderful words. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
I have always felt, and everything, ever since he has died, I feel it more. I think Kirit College, God was lucky to have him, to nurture him, and to raise him into whatever form in which he died. But we never made use of him much. I think he was underutilized as a teacher and as an administrator and as a housemaster. I think he should have continued as a principal. Some or the other that could never materialize because of whatever reason. I don't want to go in the politics, but see the wonder which he did at Narowal Public School. I think he transformed that place, and like David said, people of Narowal, they really worship him. His position at Narowal Public School was no less than we have for Catchpole here at Hasanabdal.
Wow.
I think they are not going to forget him for a very, very long time. And if they had a different faith, and if people around that area were more permissive, I'm sure they would put इनका कोई मुजस्समा बना के वहाँ पे लगा देते, तो शायद जो है ये उनके लिए बहुत अच्छी चीज होती है, उनके जज्बात का बहुत अच्छा एहसान होता. तो मैं with David, once or twice I visited his campus at Narowal Public School, and I was impressed. I was really, really impressed with the way he was respected. He was, you would see small children holding his legs, and he would be with his tall personality, very well dressed. He would be looking down and, unse pyar karte the. I have never seen very many teachers, being loved so much. I think just condition mein, the condition, in which he received that Narwhal Public School, I used to say, you used to tell us, I think the number of students at Narwhal Public School were around 400. And when he left, it was not a school, it was a college, a degree college, with lot of work for girls, etc. And, with state-of-the-art facilities. He tried to create a mini Hasanabdal there. They had a music club. Can you imagine that in a place like Narawal? An excellent library, and a music club, excellent sports ground, and whatnot. And he got all the support from his Abdalian students. I think this he learned from me, because the way Abdalians were coming to help Hasanabdal, for the first time he realized that these people are rich and they can give me money. So that's how he started off this thing. When he was coming to Hasanabdal, he used to encourage me a lot on lot of things, like, for example, and try to take those ideas to Narawal Public School too. He was very impressed with the establishment of the endowment fund at Hasanabdal in 2014, and he said, "Where did you get this idea from?" And I said, "Sir, the government is not giving us anything, and the Abdalians are friends. They have loads of money. They want to come and help the college. So the easiest thing to do is to establish an endowment fund in which people are confident that the money which they donate is going to be used for the betterment of the college. They will give a lot of money, and now, Alhamdulillah, I think we have an endowment which has exceeded 1.2 or 1.5 billion rupees. Something
Oh my
which
God.
had started
Wonderful.
with a very,
Wonderful.
very meager money. I happen to be the founding donator, and I take founding donor, and I take a lot of pride in this, because I donated my first pay towards the establishment of this fund. So he used to he did not know much about endowments, etc. Like me, I did not know either. But similarly, when we started off the outreach program at Hasanabdal, he was very, very appreciative, and he said, "This is something that we must have done many, many years ago." So I think in him, I found a friend, not only of me, but a friend of Career College Hasanabdal. And
Wonderful.
anything which was for the betterment of Hasanabdal, you know, be, besides any politics or a lot of other people, who would comment with a lot of caveats, this man would be very, very supportive. He would come in and he would, help you and appreciate you, and give you on a put you on a on something, which would really please you and make you more confident of accomplishing more for Hasanabdal.
Very nice, sir. And
Uh,
we are very much what you call pleased by your statements, whatever you have given so far. It's so beautiful, and we
I'll I'll just take one more minute, sir,
thank you, sir.
because
Thank you, sir.
I'll just say I think I was impressed by his simplicity. He at the outwardly, he was always very well dressed. But I spent 2 nights alone at his house in Narawal. Once, I was waiting for David when he was to join us, and I went a day earlier and had the honor of, sleeping in the same house as MAHFOOZ Sahib. His wife had died, and the way he looked after me, made my own breakfast, and you see, did things for me. I think I could see that, the man had absolutely no inhibitions at all. And when the time came, he would cook and he would make a tea for you or coffee for you, and look after you like his son. Although I was too old to be his son, he always say, "I love you," like he said to other lot of other students, and I didn't mind that at all. I'm very, very grateful to Allah Ta'ala that you see, I played a small role in the award of the civil award to him. The basic person who actually initiated this is David. He's the person who actually started this thing off. And David once asked me, "Has Mahfouz ever been given a civil award?" And having spent 6 years at Hasanabdal, I had not thought about getting him a civil award. But David was the first one to make me conscious of this fact that you see this man who's extraordinary and who has given a lot to the college and to Narowal and to this country at large hasn't been recognized. And then you see, I told David to write a small uh, case for me, and which we paddled through the governor house and the politics of Pakistan, and we were able to get this civil award to him. So I'm very, very grateful to Allah Ta'ala that you see I got the opportunity of playing a little role in this. In the end, I have approached the administration of the college that he is such a towering figure. He's he has done so much for the college. I think we should have something named after him, a building or a road. I strongly recommend that to the present principal and to the members of the executive committee of Cadet College Hasanabdal. I think Mahfouz Sahib deserves it more than anyone else. So that's all I had to say. I could go on and on, but I think
Yes,
there are other
indeed.
people who have to speak. So I'll just stand down. Thank you
Thank,
so much.
thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much for it.
Thank you so much, General Najib Tariq Saab. Or all I can say is for Mahfouz Saab, जो भी तेरे फकीर होते हैं आदमी बेनजीर होते हैं आप बेनजीर you are just a benazir person as a leader. Now I have the opportunity to ask Brigadier Nasir Khatak, who is the present principal of Cadet College Hasanabdal. Brigadier Nasir Khatak Sahab, you are the custodian of the legacy of Hasanabdal. So I request you to kindly say a few words. Imran, please put Brigadier Saab.
Thank you very much, sir. Assalamu alaikum, gentlemen. I presume there is a lady here also. Dr. Islam, Sir David, General Najib. What a pleasure hearing you. Thank you very much for getting us together. I know Mahfouz Saab on different levels. I have been his student. He has been the teacher of my maternal uncle. I have been his colleague as an adjutant, and then right now, once I'm the principal, he was my mentor and used to interact with me. My maternal uncle, who's from the 13th entry, and by the way, I'm from the 25th entry, wasn't really very keen in introducing me to different people in Cadet College Hasanabdal once I was joining. But on the day I was coming, he made a mention, go and say hello to wahan pe ek Mahfouz Saab honge. And naturally, an 8th grader takes some time, and he was housemaster Jinawing, and I went over and I said, I am so and so. And he remembered Dr. Iftikhar from 13th entry and started narrating incidents about him. Incidentally, last November, we were talking about something, and he made a mention, do you know Dr. Asar al-Islam, which unfortunately I did not at that particular time. And he started, sir, raving about you. And I was amazed that a person who had spent so much time and had seen so many faces, could come and recall things. This is something which I had learned from him. Uh, as a teacher, he was most loving, most caring, and we are all witnesses to that. But what was interesting to me was that once I came here as an adjutant, and an Abdalian adjutant always has that that respect or awe of his teachers. He did not treat me as his former student, but as a younger colleague, and started teaching me things. He upgraded his outlook, and in upgrading his outlook, he upgraded my outlook also. What I learned from him during that time was when to look away. It is not essential to always be trying to catch boys doing something wrong. There are times once, yes, you may like to make noise, but at most serious cases, try to look the other way, because the boys know they are up to some hanky panky, and they'll understand that. Finally, once I became the principal, one of the first gentlemen to come and congratulate me was Mr. Mahfouz Rahman. And while I was asking him what to do, amazingly, he was asking me what to do. And what really endeared me was that he was even at that stage where we thought he had learned everything, he was still learning. How do you do that? And General Najib Tariq made a mention of that. We can go on and on, sir. There are so many other people to talk, but yes, he would be dearly missed. And Sir David Green came out and said premature. Yes, it was sudden. We thought we had a lot more years of Sir Mahfouz Rahman with us. And once we had heard that the operation did not go well, or there were complications, there was this hope that, like so many other times, he will pull out of it. Unfortunately, he did not. Yes, sir. General Najib Tariq made a mention of naming something after him. This is something which is under consideration. I had tried to do that once. In 2019, I became the principal, but for whatever reasons, it could not come. But this is an honor which Cadet College Hasanabdal deserves, that his memory remain with us for times to come. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, General Saab. Beautiful, very beautiful words. And I am so pleased to hear you for the first time in my life. I'm so happy Cadet College is in very, very good hands. महफूज रहमान साहब, उनके बारे में अब मैं उर्दू में बात करूंगा. वो जो गालिब का मिसरा है, अपने बारे में था मैं गुलदस्ता अहबाब की बंदिश की गियाह. बंदिश की गियाह उस डोरी को कहते हैं जिसके साथ आप गुलदस्ते को बांधते हैं. महफूज साहब ने वो बंदिश की गियाह थे, उन्होंने बांध के रखा था सबको. और आज हम सब एक दूसरे के साथ जो रिलेट कर रहे हैं, बात कर रहे हैं इस अंदाज से, बंदिश की गियाह था मैं गुलदस्ता अहबाब की बंदिश की गियाह, मुतफर्रिक हुए अरबाब वफा मेरे बाद. यानी गालिब अपने बारे में कहता है कि मेरे दोस्त अहबाब जो थे एक दूसरे, उनमें डिफरेंसेस पैदा हो गए जब मैं चला गया. सो अल्लाह करे कि हम में कभी डिफरेंसेस पैदा ना हो, एंड वी ऑल स्टे यूनाइटेड टुगेदर. अब मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा अपने दोस्त गुफ्तार शाह साहब को. जनरल गुफ्तार शाह मेरे रूममेट, और रूममेट होने के अलावा इनके साथ बहुत सारे और प्यार के जो रिश्ते हैं. सिगरेट पीने पर इनको और मुझको और 2-3 और को 10th ग्रेड में केनिंग हुई थी. और जब केन गुफ्तार शाह के ऊपर ऑलमोस्ट टूट गया, तो मैंने अपने आप को, चूंकि मैं लंबा तड़ंगा 6 फुट 4 इंच का हूं, मैंने अपने आप को पेश कर दिया. मैंने कहा जी बाकी मुझको मार लें, मैं लेके आया था सिगरेट. जनरल गुफ्तार शाह, आप हमारे लिए बड़ी इज्जत अफजाई की बात है कि आप यहाँ मौजूद हैं. थैंक यू सो मच. और सब अहबाब जो यहाँ मौजूद हैं, वी विल ट्राई एवरीवन टू हैव अ लिटिल चांस टू टॉक and say a few words about this wonderful gentleman. इतने प्यार वाली शख्सियत, इतनी प्यार भरी शख्सियत. इंशाअल्लाह ताला जब टाइटल्स की बात होगी कि उनको क्या टाइटल मिलना चाहिए, मैं उसके बारे में भी बात करूंगा. जनरल गुफ्तार शाह साहब को प्लीज पुट हिम ऑन.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely, General Saab. Thank you.
Asrul Assam Sayyid, I think it's always good to see you. And you took the initiative, like always. As I said once in, I think, Bakersfield, a friend of yours asked me, say a few words about Dr. Asrul Islam, who was with you since 8th grade. And I said, Bekhatar kood pada, atishe namrood mein ishq, aur aql hai main ve tamashaye labe baam abhi. So you again took the show. I would not say much about you because everybody knows you and you have done so much in so many fields, like always. And then I would like to present my compliments to Mr. Green. Sir, it's a long time that I have not seen you after Hasanabdal, but only saw your pictures and one odd interview. I was in the club with you, which made the hovercraft. And we were, I think, at least half a century before time as students, because the hovercraft informally started its service across the British Channel much later on a regular basis. So it's a pleasure, sir, to know you and to know that you have been knighted and you have been looking after the entire British consuls all over the world. It's an honor for me to talk to you. General Najib, I think you did a good job as a custodian of Cadet College. Brigadier Nasir Khatak, again, you are the torchbearer, and I think you are doing a great job. We are all very grateful to you. I'll be very brief. I have a passion of sort of tracking my teachers well after I left the school. And in that context, I think I did follow MAHFOOZ Saab, I did follow, I think, Moin Qureshi Saab, and so many other teachers, especially Dilshad Saab, I would say. And as far as MAHFOOZ Saab is concerned, the last we talked was that I think it should have been more than a year, maybe more, when I visited Kartarpura, and he was so angry with me that you were so near and you didn't come to visit me. And I was so sorry that I had missed that opportunity because of some guests that I had with me. And then I kept following the Narowal Public School and the developments, what he was doing. And just for the information of some of us who may not be knowing a little about MAHFOOZ Saab's life, he was born in Aligarh in 1940. And in Cadet College, Hasanabdal, he joined in 1967. And probably his initial appointment was as an English teacher. I may be wrong, but this is what I learned. And then, of course, he moved on to pre-medical subjects and all. After retiring in 2009, I think he joined the District Public School, Narowal, which it was called before that. It was a very small school, as already, I think, General Najib has mentioned. And from a small school of that time, it is now a school cum college with 6 campuses spread over about 24 acres of land, almost half the size of Cadet College Hasanabdal, which is a huge campus from that standard. And the number of students is almost touching 4,000, which again is a great achievement for him, starting from the preschool, with the junior school 1, junior school 2, and then with the high schools, and then with the college. I think it's a great campus spread over 24 acres with 4,000 students. I was just talking to the administrator there, Mr. Mubashir, about, as I said, I have a passion of tracking my teachers. So he is there for the last 17 years. I said, just tell me one thing about Mr. MAHFOOZ, because we know many things. He said, you ask anybody in Narowal Public School that how were your relations with Mr. MAHFOOZ, and he would say, I was his most favorite. So everybody in the school thought that he was his most favorite. He was so loving and caring. And I think it's a great thing. So much personal relations he kept. I saw one of his videos again, where he said that some teachers some students' parents, they came and they said, every time that we visit this school, the children, they are just playing. And are you teaching them as well? And I was, Mr. MAHFOOZ said that I was upset with them. I said, I know how to teach. और खेल खेल में मैं सिखाता हूँ. These were his words. And this is not something, he was much ahead of his time. I would say a person who was born in 1940 and he's talking today that, the best way to teach is through, learning through play, sports, games, and leisure time. I think it's something that he had a thought which was, half a century ahead of him. So that was the kind of person he is. I've been following him, his ailment actually in the Beria hospital, talking to General Suhail Amin, the doctor again, an Abdalian who was looking after him, and his son, Sayyidur Rahman, who is also a PhD. Unfortunately, nothing much could be done because of the complication which arose after the operation. And he never came back to senses, and we all lost him. And we all pray for his maghfirat, as we say, for his blessing in the world hereafter. And we thank him for whatever we are today. Thank you very much, Dr. Asrul Islam Sayyid. Thank you for this initiative. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Shaji. Thank you so much. I'm honored to have a wonderful general amongst us in your presence. Of course, you always had great leadership abilities, and of course, being your friend from such a long time, it's a great honor for me. I am now going to take the opportunity I'm just wondering, I've been looking at the list of people. This Zoom meeting can accommodate 500 participants, so this is a long list in front of me. But I am wondering if my other general friend General Zahid Parvez, your buddy, if he's here, I would like General Zahid Parvez to say a few words. General Zahid is probably, yes, those who are writing over here, Dr. Kamran, yes, definitely, sir, you will be talking also. And any person who wants to say a few words, this is your meeting. We shall. I am now going to ask a very notable friend who's an engineer, one of the leading engineers of Pakistan, who's here. He was my roommate, buddy, Hasanabdal Cadet College. I am going to request Rashid Aziz. So Rashid Aziz साहब तशरीफ लाइए. बहुत मेहरबानी कि आप कुछ इरशाद फरमाएं, और क्योंकि मेरे लिए बड़ी इज्जत की बात है कि आप इस महफिल में मौजूद हैं, और हमारे टीचर महफूज साहब, उनके लिए बड़ी खूबसूरत बात. और डेविड ग्रीन साहब को याद हो कि ना हो, मुझे याद है कि मैकबेथ में एक रोल आपका भी था. So I remember that very well. So Rashid Aziz Saab ko please put Rashid Aziz Saab next. Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Can you hear me all?
Yes, very well.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you? And to everybody out here, our principals, our other valued people who have joined in this mahfil. Sir David Green, as mentioned by you, he spent a night with us, way back in probably 67 on top of the Babu sir, on a track that we took from Chilas all the way down to Naran in those days. And Sir MAHFOOZ used to remember that. A great person. We need to talk about him today. Incidentally, it was just before his illness last month, if I recall. We had an engineers meeting in Lahore, where it was an Institute of Engineer Pakistan's meeting in Lahore, where all the engineers had gathered. And the present planning minister, Hassan Iqbal, who happens to be an engineer from my same alma mater, He was there, and the meeting was discussing some national issues of infrastructure. And suddenly, after that, well, while we were sitting and we were talking about our schools and all that, the Hasanabdal name came in. And he jumped from his chair and he said, "Oh my God, you are from Hasanabdal." I said, "Yes." And I said, "Well, you are lucky that you have an angel working for you." He said, "Yes, you're right. We have an angel working for us." And that angel was nobody but MAHFOOZ from Narawal. And Asad Iqbal, being the only Study minister, put in a great post on his Twitter the day MAHFOOZ passed away. Uh, and then he described, I had never been to Narawal, despite the fact that we came across MAHFOOZ a couple of times in Lahore. And he always used to, with his command, authority, and, strength in his voice, "Aate kyun nahi ho mere paas? Aao wahan pe." So I said, "Sir, main aa raha hu." So, but somehow it just didn't materialize. But as I remember, then Asanipal started telling me what has he really done for Narwal. And the amazing thing that he has converted a small school into a degree college, and the funding, even for the library funding, our own boys from Hasanabdal who are sitting in UK and a couple of other places, they've been sending, crates of books which are lying over there. Presently, he was talking to another Abdalian who is heading the robotics in the National Institute of, Intelligence in Islamabad, NUST. That kid is, he was constantly being given messages by MAHFOOZ that do something about robotics, because he commands the robotics everything in Pakistan at this point. So then I called Yasser and I told him, I said, "Dekho, if you don't do it and you don't go and help out MAHFOOZ Saab, to apni par bandobast kar lo." So, the passion the gentleman had all the way down to his last breath. And I remember the interview Sir David was doing with MAHFOOZ Saab, which was put on the YouTube a few days back by some Abdalian group. And he said, "When are you going to retire?" And remember his answer. His answer was, "The day I die." And exactly that's how it happened. And, you know, uh, there are no words to describe the personality of the gentleman and, the impression in life that he's left on all of us out here. Sir David, I have not met him for a very long time, I would say, for a very, very long time. But his association with MAHFOOZ Saab, he spoke his heart out, how the gentleman was. All our prayers for him and Asar for a very, very effective, timely Zoom meeting that you're conducting. Congratulations to you that you've been able to bring all the people together from all across the continent, Pakistan and abroad. In the end, I would request you to pray for him. We all pray for him. Allah Ta'ala unko jannat naseeb kare. All our prayers for MAHFOOZ Saab, his son, his family, and the sweet memories that he has left back for us. We'll cherish all that.
Thank you so much,
time we have
Rashid.
left. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rashid. Thank you very much. And for those who do not know who Rashid Aziz is, I have to say a few things about him. He's the leading engineer of Pakistan, so much so that when Imran Khan's government came to power, that government begged Rashid Aziz to lead the projects for Lahore's remodeling and construction. It was such a great honor that Rashid Aziz was selected for that. He's one of the leading engineers of Pakistan. What a pride, Rashid, to know you. और यहाँ राशिद अजीज का जिक्र हो रहा है तो मैं थोड़ी सी जसारत करूंगा कि हसन अब्दाल के बारे में बात करूं. राशिद अजीज का ताल्लुक सियालकोट से है और we know each other from our parents. میں تھوڑا سا ذکر کروں گا حسن ابدال کے بارے میں کہ ابدال کون تھا. یہ میں نے کبھی اس بات کا ذکر اپنی تقریروں میں خطبات میں نہیں کیا. حسن ابدال اور دتن ابدال 2 بھائی تھے، اور حسن ابدال جو ہیں مجھے یہ شرف حاصل ہے میں ان کی اولاد میں سے ہوں. اور سیالکوٹ میں جو ہمارا قبرستان آبائی قبرستان ہے، ابدال صاحب کا روضہ، ابدال صاحب کی قبرستان جہاں پہ میرے سارے بزرگ دفن ہیں، وہ قبرستان حسن ابدال اور دتن ابدال کی قبریں ہیں وہاں پہ. یہ میں نے اس لیے ذکر کیا کہ میں آج جسارت کرنا چاہتا ہوں ایک ٹائٹل دینے کے لیے محفوظ صاحب کو. محفوظ صاحب فادر آف حسن ابدال، ابو حسن ابدال، میں انہیں یہ اعزاز دینا چاہتا ہوں، فادر آف حسن ابدال. آپ میں سے کچھ لوگ کہیں گے کہ یہ ٹائٹل تو کیچ پول صاحب کا بنتا ہے. ٹھیک ہے، کیچ پول صاحب لیڈنگ اپنے پرنسپل تھے، لیکن مجھے یقین ہے کہ اگر جیسے کہ جنرل نجیب طارق صاحب نے کہا کہ اگر گورنمنٹ آف پاکستان تھوڑا وہ جسے کیا کہتے ہیں لوگوں کو نظر انداز نہ کرتی، اور بہت سے لوگ نظر انداز ہو جاتے ہیں، تو محفوظ صاحب پرنسپل کیڈٹ کالج حسن ابدال کی حیثیت سے وفات پاتے. ابو حسن ابدال یہ ٹائٹل میں اور میرا ان کے ساتھ جو رشتہ بنا، جب وہ آئے تو انہیں معلوم ہوا کیڈٹ کالج میں کہ میں کارٹون تصویریں وغیرہ بناتا ہوں، تو مجھ سے انہوں نے کہا کہ آپ بایولوجی بلاک کے لیے کچھ بنا دینا تصویریں. تو میں نے کہا سر میں تو پڑھتا رہتا ہوں. تو کہنے لگے میں تمہاری گیمز پیریڈ ختم کرا دیتا ہوں، آپ کو گیمز نہیں کھیلنی، پی ٹی نہیں کرنی، آپ تصویریں بنانا. سو میں نے بایولوجی بلاک کے لیے تصویریں بنانی شروع کی. انہوں نے ابو علی سینا اور چند ایک اور تصویریں سائنٹسٹ کی تصویریں تھیں. تو ایک شرط میں نے یہ رکھی، سر میرے سے کام نہیں ہوتا جب تک میرے پاس کوئی نہ بیٹھے. تو کہنے لگے اچھا کون بیٹھے گا؟ تو میں نے اپنی طرف سے نام لیا. میں نے کہا ظفر اللہ حسن میرا دوست ہے، وہ پینٹر ہے، وہ میرے ساتھ، اس کو بھی چھٹی دے دیں. کہنے لگے اس کو بھی دے دیں گے، وہ بھی آپ کے ساتھ بیٹھے گا. میں نے کہا اور اگر آپ بیٹھ جائیں تو بہت اچھا ہو. تو میرے سر پہ بیٹھ کر انہوں نے وہ بایولوجی بلاک میں ابھی بھی تصویریں وغیرہ لگی ہیں، شاید اتنے 60 سال پینسل کی ڈرائنگز ہیں، لیکن وہ تو میں ان کو یہ ٹائٹل دینا چاہتا ہوں، میں ان کی تصویریں بناؤں گا، عام کرنا چاہتا ہوں، پرچار کرنا چاہتا ہوں، اس لیے کہ یہ ذمہ داری ہماری جنریشن کی ہے کہ ہم محفوظ صاحب کو وہ خراج عقیدت پیش کریں جو کسی اور نے نہیں کیا. ابو حسن ابدال، فادر آف کیڈٹ کالج حسن ابدال. انشاءاللہ تعالی اب میں ریکویسٹ کروں گا میرے ایک اور کلاس فیلو محمود الاسلام، بہت بڑے آدمی ہیں کینیڈا میں. I see Mahmood al-Islam is there. If Mahmood al-Islam, if you're listening, please put Mahmood al-Islam next. He was our class fellow and roommate also, Guftar Shah and all. And after that, یہ میں کوئی باعث نہیں ہے میرا، جو نام میرے سامنے آ رہے ہیں میں ان کے نام لوں گا. اور after that, it will be up to Imran Aleem to keep selecting all those people جنہوں نے ریکویسٹ کیا کہ وہ کچھ الفاظ کہنا چاہتے ہیں. Please feel free to text to Imran Aleem, and he will give you the opportunity to say a few words. So Imran, if Mahmood al-Islam Saab is there, please put him next.
جی السلام علیکم.
وعلیکم السلام محمود.
جی میں کچھ زیادہ تو نہیں کہہ سکتا، صرف 4 لائنیں کہوں گا جو میں نے اپنے والد کے انتقال پہ لکھی تھی. تو کہتا یہی ہے کہ کچھ لوگ ہیں ایسے جو بھلائے نہیں جاتے، کچھ لوگ ہیں ایسے جو بھلائے نہیں جاتے، نقش ان کے کبھی دل سے مٹائے نہیں جاتے،
نقش ان کے کبھی دل سے مٹائے نہیں جاتے. واہ 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 واہ.
جب منتقل ہو جاتے ہیں وہ دنیا سے وہ دل میں،
واہ
جب
واہ.
منتقل ہو جاتے ہیں دنیا سے وہ دل میں، آتے ہیں یاد آنسو بہائے نہیں جاتے.
واہ واہ، بہت خوب بہت خوب. محمود الاسلام بہت بہت شکریہ. آپ شعر وغیرہ کہتے ہیں اور آپ اپنی شاعری سے ہمیں نوازتے رہتے ہیں اور ہم واہ واہ کرتے رہتے ہیں. 50 سال پہلے بھی آپ کی شاعری پہ واہ واہ کرنے والے جو لوگ تھے ان میں ہم تھے. بہت مہربانی کہ آپ نے ایسے خوبصورت کلمات کا اظہار کیا ان کے لیے کہ اپنے والد صاحب کی جگہ جو آپ نے کہا وہی مقام دیا، اور صحیح معنوں میں ابو حسن عبدال, ہمارے محفوظ الرحمان صاحب, ان کے شایان شان ہے جو بھی کلمات کا جن کا آپ نے اظہار کیا. بہت بہت شکریہ. اب میں ریکویسٹ کروں گا کامران اصغر شیخ, ڈاکٹر کامران اصغر شیخ, انہوں نے ریکویسٹ کی تھی شاید کہ وہ کچھ کہنا چاہتے ہیں. آپ دیکھیے عمران کہ جو نیکسٹ ہیں ان کو آپ ڈالیے اس میں.
Sir, I'm trying to unmute myself. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, we can hear you very well, Kamran Saab.
Yes, sir. So basically, I'm also following the footsteps of Dr. Asrul Islam Sayyid, and he's a role model for me. After the first role model in psychiatry was Professor Mubashir, whom I met in Hasanabdal, and then the next, Dr. Asrul Islam Sayyid was a role model for me to become a psychiatrist, and I'm really pleased that he gave me this opportunity to talk today. Sabse pehle to ye ke CCH was an inspiration for me to become a psychiatrist. Jab maine sabse pehle Professor Mubashir saab se bhi mulaqat hui, phir ye ke कैडेट्स के अंदर मैंने देखा कि किस तरह से उनकी साइकोलॉजी कैसे चलती है और उनकी साइकोलॉजी को स्टडी किया. फिर मेरे सामने जो कैडेट्स थे उस जमाने के, उनको कभी डिप्रेशन, कभी डिसोसिएटिव डिसऑर्डर, थिंग्स लाइक दैट, ये सारी चीजें मैं ऑब्जर्व कर रहा था. और ये सारी चीजें जो है मेरे साइकियाट्रिस्ट बनने के मुहर्रिकात साबित हुए. और प्रोफेसर महफूज रहमान साहब, ही वाज क्वाइट साइकोलॉजिकल माइंडेड इवन देन, लेकिन then he learned from his experience in Hasanabdal, और उतना इन्होंने लर्न किया कि then he formed a psychological kind of counseling institute in his new school, in his new institution at Narowal Public School, کہ جس میں وہ آٹزم والے بچوں کو, ADHD والے بچوں کو اسپیشل نیڈز پرووائڈ کرتے ہیں. اور مجھے خود وہ سر نے اس کا دورہ کروایا 2 سال قبل, اور نے سارا دکھایا پورا سیکشن کے بیٹا یہ ہے ہمارا. اینڈ آئی واز سو پلیزڈ. اور وہ قائم کرنے سے پہلے بھی سر نے مجھ سے مشورہ کیا کہ بیٹا میں یہ کر رہا ہوں. میں نے کہا سر دیٹ ول بی این ایکسلنٹ جاب. اور صرف یہ نہیں ہے کہ اسپیشل نیڈز, بلکہ کاؤنسلنگ بھی, کہ جس بچے کو کوئی بھی پرابلم آ رہی ہو, ابیوز ہو رہا ہو, کچھ ہو رہا ہو, دے کم اینڈ ٹاک ٹو دا کاؤنسلرز. اینڈ آئی ہوپ کہ اب ہو سکتا ہے پرنسپل صاحب بھی موجود ہیں, دیٹ سروس شوڈ بی دیئر ان CCH. اینڈ اف ناٹ, آئی ول اسٹرانگلی ارج Brigadier Nasir Saif Khatak Sahab کہ there should be counseling support to the existing cadets. اس کے بعد دوسری بات جو ایک صاحب نے کہی کہ جو سر جو ہیں وہ ہر کسی کو یہ لگتا کہ سب سے زیادہ اسی سے پیار کرتے ہیں اور سب سے زیادہ اسی کو توجہ دیتے ہیں, اور یہ بات بالکل صحیح ہے. This is the tradition of my holy prophet صلی اللہ علیہ وآلہ وسلم. یہ تو سنت ہے, اور اس سنت پہ جیسے محفوظ صاحب نے اس سنت پہ عمل کیا ہے, میں ان کو خراج تحسین پیش کرتا ہوں اور ان کے لیے درجات کی بلندی کی دعائیں کرتا ہوں کہ کس طرح سے انہوں نے اس سنت کو نبھایا کہ ہر شخص کو یہ لگتا ہے کہ سب سے زیادہ مجھے سے پیار کرتے ہیں. یعنی میں جب نارووال جانے لگا براستہ سیالکوٹ, تو سیالکوٹ انہوں نے گاڑی بھیج دی میرے لیے. پھر مجھے کچھ یاد پڑتا ہے کہ میرے ساتھ کسی ایک جگہ سے دوسری جگہ کا سفر بھی کیا انہوں نے. اور لاسٹ ٹائم میں جب گیا, وہ بھی 2023 اکتوبر, میں نے saw him کہ وہ بچے کتنے اٹیچ تھے, چھوٹے چھوٹے بچے. اور ایک بچے نے کہا کہ میرے پاس سر گھر جانے کے پیسے نہیں ہیں, اور سر نے اپنی جیب سے جتنا بھی ان کا 100 کا 500 کا 1000 کا نوٹ تھا وہ نکالا اور بچے کو پکڑا دیا. اور اسی طرح جو بچیاں تھیں چھوٹی چھوٹی, ان ہر کسی کے سر پہ ہاتھ پھیر کے تو دعائیں دیتے, پیار دیتے. بچوں کو. حالانکہ نہ سر کی کوئی بیٹی اور یہ ہے کہ ایسا سر کی تو کوئی بیٹی نہیں تھی، نہ ان کے کیڈٹ کالج میں کوئی کوئی ایز سچ ہماری کوئی اسٹوڈنٹس فیمیل نہیں تھی. تو نارووال میں نے ان کا جو وہ فادرلی رول دیکھا کہ جو وہ بیٹیوں کو کس طرح سے پیار کرتے تھے. دیٹ واز آلسو ایگزامپلری.
بہت خوب کامران اسکر شیخ صاحب اور ڈاکٹر کامران، آپ نے جو سجیشن کی کاؤنسلنگ کی اور یہ ساری چیزیں ایبسلیوٹلی دے ویری امپورٹنٹ تھنگس. بلکہ میری جب ان سے کوئی 2003 میں بات ہوئی تو مجھ سے انہوں نے پوچھا کہ آپ کے امریکہ کے اسکولوں میں کیا کیننگ وغیرہ ہوتی ہے؟ تو میں نے کہا نہیں، ایبسلیوٹلی ناٹ. پھر میں نے انہیں بتایا کہ میں کیلیفورنیا کے پریزن سسٹم کا چیف ہوں، چیف سیکائٹرسٹ ہوں. میں نے اور میری وائف نے سب سے پہلا کام جو 2001 میں کیا وہاں کا، یعنی اسٹیٹ آف کیلیفورنیا کے اندر ریفارمز لانے کا ان کے پریزن سسٹم میں، وی ٹوک آؤٹ دا ورڈ پنشمنٹ فرام دا انٹائر vocabulary of the prison system. کہ کسی قیدی کو سزا نہیں ملے گی، no punishment نہیں. we took out the word punishment، سزا نہیں. تو میں نے یہ بتایا ان کو کہ ہم نے تو پنشمنٹ قیدیوں کو بھی نہیں دیتے، اور اسلام کے بھی یہی تعلیمات ہیں. کہ بڑی غور سے میری بات انہوں نے سنی. میں نے کہا اسلام نے غفور الرحیم کے ذکر کیا کہ معاف بھی کرتا ہے، اور پھر رحیم، وہ ان کو اپرچونٹی دیتی ہے گورنمنٹ to enable them to develop their potentials. So this is Ghafoor Rahim. This I've seen in and practically I put it into this in practice in California. boss شوارٹزنیگر صاحب، اس سے پہلے ایک گورنر ڈیوس صاحب تھے، تو شوارٹزنیگر صاحب کو ہم نے یہ پروپوزل دیا، اور میرے کاغذات لکھے ہوئے پیپرز جو تھے وہ بہت عرصہ تو گرد کے اوپر پڑے رہے، کسی نے پڑھے نہیں. پھر بعض ہم نے شور مچا کر کیلیفورنیا کا ڈپارٹمنٹ آف کریکشنز ہے اس کا نام چینج کیا، اور اٹ واز چینج ٹو CDCR، California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. Basically R was added as a part کہ ان کو ریہیبلیٹیٹ کر کے معاشرے کا حصہ بنانا ہے قیدیوں کو. اس میں قاتل ہیں، خونی ہیں، and I'm talking about somewhere close to 5 یعنی ہمارے کیلیفورنیا میں ایک پرزن میں 5,000 6,000 قیدی ہیں. And Naila, my wife, and I, she's a psychiatrist too, we were instrumental in bringing those changes. So thank you so much for bringing up this thing کہ آپ نے کہا کہ آپ کالج کے اندر کاؤنسلنگ لانا چاہتے ہیں، ماڈرنائز کرنا چاہتے ہیں وہاں کے ایجوکیشنل سسٹم کو. That word punishment should go out because trauma of any kind is human beings were not created for trauma. They are not created to be given trauma. Anyhow, so یہ بات کرتے ہوئے مجھے ایک اور چیز کہ میں ابھی بلانا چاہتا ہوں ڈاکٹر وحید صاحب کو who's there, and I also want to call Abid Maqbool صاحب next, but I saw a name, Asima Sahiba, she was here. So مجھے معاف کیجیے گا کہ ایز اے کیڈٹ ہم لوگوں کو لیڈیز کو ہمیشہ پہلے موقع دیتے ہیں. So I'm very sorry کہ I ignored Asima Sahiba. So please, if Asima Sahiba is still there, please put her on. Okay. So can we have Dr. Waheed? I saw Dr. Waheed's name there. So Dr. Waheed Saab ko please give him, put him on. Dr. Waheed.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, Dr. Saab. Thank you so much for honoring us with your
Yes. It's a coincidence. It's majority of our psychiatrists sitting over here. So
Okay.
I'm from the 22nd entry and based in Manchester. I'm a clinical academic over here. Believe me, losing Mahfouz Saab is just like as if I've lost. This is sort of a déjà vu for when I lost my own father.
Yes.
And what I wanted to request everybody is that we can talk at length about your relationship, but what we must do is to pray for him as well. So I would suggest that once we are finished, to at least offer 2 rakat namaz
Absolutely.
And we can pass on this message across to everybody, and that would be a really good contribution. And the biggest thing we can do for him is being a sadqa jariya in perpetuity. The things that we do today that we have learned from Mahfouz Saab would invariably be of indirect benefit to him as well. Going back the last time, I think I met him three times after I left Hasanabdal in 1980. So soon after my marriage in 1990, I took my wife to Hasanabdal. We were passing through, and I met him. He was standing in front of the swimming pool, and we were in quite a rush because we were going to Peshawar. But Mahfouz Saab was adamant that I must go with him, and he wanted to take me and my wife to the canteen to at least have a cold drink together. I've extremely fond memories of Mahfouz Saab. And the thing which we must remember is that it was just his personality, that it is not only people who studied biology with him or who were part of Jinnah wing. His love and affection was for all the students who were at Hasanabdal, and that has been echoed by different sort of messages that I have read on Facebook. So what I would just say is that remember him in his prayer, remember him in your prayers, and try to tell others what sort of person he was, so that that would give opportunities for people like myself who are in a teaching and a mentorship role, that we can follow what precedences Mr. Mahfouz set up at Hasanabdal. So God bless everybody. Allah Ta'ala Mahfouz Saab ko ki maghfirat farmaye, unko ala maqam de, and a very short message for Sir Green.
Ameen.
Yeah. A short message for Sir Green is that you are based in London. Unfortunately, Abdalians are not a bunch of flowers, as Asr al-Islam was saying. We are leasing, we don't have that person who can hold the bouquet together in UK. So I think there needs to be somebody like maybe Sir Green, who can take the initiative and bring all the Abdalians in England together, and then work towards supporting people in Hasanabdal and wherever needed.
Very well said, Dr. Saab. Wonderful words. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका, बहुत आपने बातें कही. These are all very noteworthy things. They are being recorded and they will be on YouTube. मैं माजरत चाहता हूं कि चूंकि हमारे कैडेट्स की और मिलिट्री के भी दस्तूर हैं, लेडीज को हम ऑलवेज पहल करते हैं. I see Zafra Khalid over there. I am going to ask her to say a few words, how she's connected to Hasanabdal. So please say a few words, and thank you very much. I'll now pass on and request Ms. Zafra Khalid. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity that I can say some words about Mahfouz Saab. Basically, I'm from Narawal, and I was the person when Mahfouz Saab came to Narawal, he recruited some teachers for Narawal Public School. And I was the first batch of teachers who were recruited by Mahfouz Saab. And basically, I'm hearing all the things from you people because you were connected to Mahfouz Saab for such a long time. And he transformed the school, the very ordinary school, which was at Narwal. He changed that school from ordinary to extraordinary school. And just because of his personality. I must say that he had a charismatic personality and he had a magnetic personality. People used to come towards him, and people of Narawal, teachers, students, they would look towards him for help, for sympathy, for affection, for advice, for everything. They used to come towards him. And I can talk about him a lot of things about him. Then I taught there for 2 years, and from that school I passed the CSS exam, and I became a civil servant. and he was such a supporting person. And when I was there, I told him that I want to appear in civil services exam, and he gave me he provided every support to me, and he said that I'll talk to your headmistress. He will give you, she will give you time. And he prepared a room for me. Basically, he said that you will stay here in this room after break, and you will spend 2 or 3 periods here, and you will study for your exams. And no principal in the school, he can do this for you. And I wanted to say this thing, but so many people said also that I would endorse the remarks of General Guftar Shah Saab and the other people, that his personality was such a pleasant personality that everybody used to think कि मैं उनका favorite हूँ. और when I heard the news of his death, and I was so devastated by this news, कि मुझे लगा कि मतलब I have so many things that he used to call me, he used to said me कि ये वो मुझसे ही करते थे सिर्फ, और there was nobody else whom he would tell this. और मुझे लगा जैसे he was my father. And whenever he called me, he used to say, मेरी एक बेटी है जो इस्लामाबाद में है, my daughter lives in Islamabad, और मुझे कभी कोई काम कहना तो he used to say, मैं तुम्हारे कान पकड़वाऊंगा अगर तुमने मेरा काम ना किया. तो मतलब these were so little things, and we have such a good memories about Mahfouz Sahab that I can talk a lot, many things about him. But I want to thank Asrul Islam Sahab that he gave this opportunity, he gave this platform to us, that we can talk about Mahfouz Sahab. And I'm so lucky, so honored that I was connected in any way or in any capacity. I was connected to him, and I known to him, because he has touched anybody who came across to him. He basically touched the lives of hundreds and thousands people. और इस तरह से उन्होंने लोगों की जिंदगियों को जो है वो टच की, ऐसी ऐसी चीजें सिखाई. मैं एक छोटी सी एक और बात करके खत्म करना चाहती हूँ, क्योंकि बिकॉज आप सब लोग इतने माशाल्लाह से वो है कि मैं बहुत छोटी उसके सामने हूँ वो सारी बातें करने के लिए, कि उनकी जो एक सबसे अच्छी चीज थी कि वो अपने स्टूडेंट्स, अपने जो उनके करीब लोग थे उनके साथ बड़े हक के साथ और बड़े वो उसके साथ कहते थे कि ये करो, और वो करवा लेते थे. उनकी पर्सनालिटी ऐसी थी. और उसमें वो हमसे और सब लोगों से, स्टूडेंट्स की, बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स की वो खामोशी से फी पे करते थे. बहुत सारे लोगों के घर के राशन भिजवाते थे. बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे थे जिनके लिए वो उनके किसी का पानी का कोई काम है वो कराना, किसी की कोई मेडिकल की फी है वो करनी. इतनी चीजें थी जो वो silently he used to do this, and he passed on all the things to the people who came across to him. तो मेरे लिए ये बड़ी एक ऑनर की बात थी when I saw this post on the Facebook, and I thought that I would also say some few words about Mahfouz Sahab, that I'm so lucky, I'm so honored that I was connected to him in any way. And thank you so much. We should also pray for his maghfirat. Allah Ta'ala unko jannat mein a'la maqam ata kare. हम सबकी दुआएं. And we should also carry the legacy he left for us. और हमें वो जो चीजें जो अच्छी उन्होंने सिखाई हैं, हमें अपनी लाइफ में जहां जहां पे भी हैं हमें वो इम्प्लीमेंट करनी चाहिए, क्योंकि उनका जो कैरेक्टर था, वो ये कहते थे कि जो भी आप काम करें उसको इतनी अच्छे तरीके से करें कि, और इतनी ऑनेस्टी से करें कि आपको हर कोई पूछे कि ये आपने कहाँ से ये चीजें की. तो मैं तो जब भी करती हूँ, मैं हमेशा उनकी चीजों को फॉलो करते हुए अपनी सर्विस में भी, अपनी लाइफ में भी, अपने बच्चों के लिए भी मैं वो चीजें उनको जरूर बताती हूँ. थैंक यू सो मच सर, बहुत शुक्रिया कि आपने ये अपॉर्चुनिटी मुझे दी.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया ज़फ़रा खालिद. और मैं बयान नहीं कर सकता कि मेरे लिए कितने शर्फ की बात है ये जानकर कि ऐसी चिंगारी भी यारब अपने खाकस्तर में थी. आप जैसी बेटियां मौजूद हैं. मैं हमारे ऑफ कोर्स मेरा चूंकि मिलिट्री बैकग्राउंड है, हम जर्नलों को सराहते हैं, हमारे जो जनरल्स हैं वो सबसे आगे उनको उनकी बात की, लेकिन जर्नलों से कम नहीं है आप बेटी. सिविल सर्विस और सिविल सर्विस, पाकिस्तान सिविल सर्विस, پھر آپ نے جس طریقے سے ایکسل کیا, اتنا خوبصورت بول رہی ہیں آپ. آئی ایم سو پراؤڈ ٹو ٹاک ٹو یو بیٹی. جیتی رہو اینڈ کیری آن دا لیگیسی. اللہ تبارک تعالیٰ, یہ ہمارے فوجی جرنیل باقی لوگ موجود ہیں, ظاہر ہے یہ خالد بن ولید اور باقیوں کی بات کرتے ہیں, جب خالد کا نام آتا ہے تو ہمیں خولہ بنت ازور کو نہیں بھولنا چاہیے. سو یو آر دا خولہ بنت ازور فار پاکستان. انشاءاللہ you will prepare the best people for Pakistan, inshallah. I'm so proud to talk to you, بیٹی. دل خوش ہو گیا کہ, اور وہ اقبال نے جو کہا تھا کہ ایسی چنگاری بھی یارب اپنے خاکستر میں تھی, کہ ایسی خاتون بھی ہیں, فاطمہ بنت عبداللہ کے بارے میں وہ ان کی نظم ہے, کہ ایسے لوگ بھی ہمارے میں موجود ہیں جو اس انداز سے بنے ہیں. محفوظ صاحب کو دیکھا ہے, جانا ہے, انہوں نے محفوظ صاحب کی باتیں سنی ہیں, محفوظ صاحب سے کا دست شفقت حاصل کیا ہے. یہ اتنی بڑی بات ہے. بہت بہت شکریہ بیٹی, آپ نے جوائن کیا. میں یہاں پہ میں نے جن صاحب کو ابھی معین الدین, میں عابد مقبول صاحب یہاں ہیں. عابد مقبول صاحب, I heard his name. And عامر صاحب, عامر یعقوب. Please, Imran, go ahead. Anybody here who wants, please raise. You click and let us know. آپ کیجئے بات.
جی السلام علیکم جی.
بہت خوب. جی میں
I'm also retired from the army as an ophthalmologist. I'm still working as an ophthalmologist in Rawalpindi. اور محفوظ صاحب جو ہیں, he was one of the most kind and loving person that I've known. جتنے ہمارے ٹیچرس تھے ان میں سے آئی تھنک ان کی جو ہماری یادیں ہیں وہ سب سے زیادہ عزیز اور سب سے زیادہ جو ہے ہماری ہمیں ایک انسان اور اچھا انسان بنانے میں جو انہوں نے کردار پلے کیا, وہ آئی تھنک دیٹ واز سم تھنگ وچ وی کین نیور فرگیٹ, اینڈ تھرو آؤٹ آر لائف ویل کنٹینیو ٹو cherish his memories and his fatherly figure. So that is something which we will always cherish. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for such wonderful words. بہت بہت شکریہ ڈاکٹر صاحب. It's such an honor. دیکھیے یعنی حسن عبدال نے ایسے بریلینٹ ڈاکٹر پیدا کیے ہیں, اور پھر یہاں امریکن ڈائسپورا میں تو موسٹ بنیولنٹ, سب سے زیادہ دینے والے پیسے یہی ڈاکٹرز ہیں ہمارے جو پاکستان سے ہیں یہاں پہ. ہمارے لیے بڑے فخر کی بات ہے ڈاکٹر صاحب کہ یو جوائنڈ اس. تھینک یو سو مچ. آئی سی سم ادر لیڈیز اوور ہیئر. I see an Annie over there. Annie, if you want to say a few words, tell us how you are connected to Hasanabdal.
This is Amna.
Amna,
I'm very touched by Mr. Mahfooz's death, and as you know, he and my father were very close, and we spent so much time together, and he was a wonderful person. And thank you for organizing this, and I thought I'll say in a few words. He taught me so much of biology and made me what I am here. So I owe a real gratitude to him. And thank you, Asad, for doing all this.
Thank you so much, Amna beti. Jeeti raho aap. Allah aapki lambi umar kare, khush rakhe aapko.
This is Abda. I'm daughter of Jafri Saab. Again, I'm Amna's sister.
اچھا جعفر صاحب کی صاحبزادی ہیں آپ. جی
ایگزیکٹلی. تو ہم تو انکل محفوظ کے ساتھ we have been like once we were kids, we saw him. He was a great friend of our father, and he used to enjoy the food. He always said that my mom made at home. So he, Uncle Asif, they used to come regularly, and Uncle Misbah. And then later on, obviously, Papa, I think Uncle Mahfouz was really the best friend of Papa, because anywhere Papa would go, Uncle Mahfouz would reach that place. And so he was also connected to me because I was in Karachi, and he came to Pindi. We met him there. We knew him from right from the beginning, and he loved us. So I last got his message on the Eid day, and he said, "I love you, Abda, Beti." So I mean, I will always cherish the lovely remarks that he used to make, and this girl, Zafra Khalid, was saying that it appeared that he loved me the most, but I think he loved everyone because he loved humanity, and he was working for humanity. So thank you so much.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आबिदा, बहुत अच्छा लगा आपकी एक मुद्दत बाद आवाज सुन के। आबिदा, आपकी आवाज सुन के बहुत अच्छा लगा। और फिर आप जाफरी साहब की साहबजादी हैं, मेरे लिए बहुत बड़े शर्फ की बात है, जाफरी साहब की साहबजादी। सलाम आपको।
सर, आपने मुझे पहचाना नहीं, मैं आमना जाफरी हूँ, एमी नहीं हूँ।
मैं आपकी आवाज पहचान गया बेटा, और बेटा ही कहूंगा। मैं सब लड़कियों को बेटा कहता हूँ, बेटी कहता हूँ, बल्कि शराफत का ऐसा लिबादा ओढ़ा है कि हसन अब्दाल में तो मैं दुआ मांगते हुए भी अल्लाह मियाँ को बहन जी कह के बात करता था, क्योंकि हमारी माँ कहती थी सबको बहन कह के बुलाया करो। सो आमना, आप मेरी हम उम्र, मेरी क्लास फेलो हैं, और थैंक यू सो मच आमना, थैंक यू वेरी मच डॉक्टर आमना जाफरी, थैंक यू एंड थैंक यू आबिदा फॉर बीइंग देयर। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। हसन अब्दाल की हमारी ये दो बेटियां, बड़े शर्फ की बात है आपने इस प्रोग्राम में शिरकत की। यहाँ पे मैं देख रहा हूँ मोइज, वुड यू लाइक टू से अ फ्यू वर्ड्स सर?
Yeah, my name is Moiz. I'm the nephew of MAHFOOZ Rahman Sahib, and I'm an Abdalian from 42nd Entry. I work in satellite communications. I've worked for Starlink. I'm now working for different companies. Basically, I think I'm just a listener over here because I'm from the family, but I think I should share a few things that we as an Abdalians usually don't know about him. So, he learned a lot from Hasanabdal, but there were certain things about him which were even beyond, Hasanabdal. And he used to always talk about it. Like, for example, my mother, his only younger sister, and he actually enabled her to get her PhD. They were living in Peshawar. He helped her to get educated. When he was in metric, he actually helped even his older brother to get B.Ed, bachelor's in education, and he had a gap year, metric gap year after metric. Just imagine, when I was in metric, I didn't even know what to do with myself, and he got himself a job so that his elder brother could do his bachelor's. And that's when he got educated, and so it was with him since beginning. And the funny thing is that he always talks about Cadet College as some place where he got love bitten, because he used to talk about this when he went for this first interview, and there was, I believe, Colonel N.D. Hassan, who was the principal at that point in time, and he just came out of the admin block and he saw sun setting over there, and he decided this is where he wants to spend the rest of his life. And he wanted to spend the rest of his life over there, and because of some political reasons that never happened, and that's our loss. We actually lost a very good opportunity as Abdalians, what he could have done for Hasanabdal. But it was a gain for Narowal, it was a gain for Mirpur Mathelo, it was a gain for many other people that he moved on. I'm lucky. I feel very lucky because I got a chance to be part of his family. And very recently, the funny thing is, I was just, when I was I was constantly in touch with him. I met him 3 weeks ago, actually. I was in Narowal. And for the first time, he said, Moiz, I just want to retire now. And this is my last project, this laboratory, this robotics lab. And you are working with these American companies, and I want you to do something about it. And he would never ask me to do stuff because he wanted to, because everyone was his family, so every Afghani was his family. So I was the last person he would talk to about, getting stuff done. So he said that, Moiz, I want to get this laboratory done. And, this is my last project. I said, Mamu, how can this be possible? You will never retire, you know. And, you know, Sir David Green, you know, I remember he came to Lahore also, and he was very concerned about him, and he was like, you know, you guys should, you know, get him to Said. Said is his son, of course, and he should stay there, and because he's getting very old. And I said, you know, the problem is the day he retires, we know that he's going to implode. This is driving him. Like my Momani, you know, and he loved her so much that in his bedroom, there is her dressing table, and everything is the same. Like, you know, there's a lipstick, there's a perfume, there's everything. He has not touched anything about, and he still thinks, he used to say that, you know, she's alive in my heart. You know, she's still living, and, you know, amazing personality. So
thank you so much.
you can go on and on.
It is such an honor that a family member is sitting over here amongst us. I have to mention something, and my wife, who's sitting in the next room, she will not forgive me if I don't mention that. Now, she's a psychiatrist and a very, very mature lady as it comes to the practice of understanding human behavior. So we were watching the interview with Mr. David Green. And repeatedly in that interview, at least there were 2 or 3 occasions when he was asked to tell us the reason. Even cadets asked him, tell us the reason. Why did you leave Hasanabdal? And this is what my wife pointed out, that this is the character of the man. This is the character, and this is the lesson you should learn. She told me to learn this lesson, that although he had the opportunity to badmouth so many people, that such and such person was not good, and such, this was politics, MAHFOOZ Rahman Sahib didn't say a word about that. And we all were eager, so much so that cadets were asking him, so tell us, sir, why did you not continue? And the answer was, he just was able to avoid giving the answer. That was the beauty of his character. That is truly, truly the character of a gentleman. He did not mention at all, or didn't even, or take the secret with him, whatever it was, because, you know, that is the quality of a gentleman. My wife said, do mention that, because that is the learning lesson for you and for everyone, and for every Pakistani, that we are very quick at raising our finger and saying, oh, फलाने ने ये किया और ये चालाक लोग थे, सियासत हो गई मेरे साथ, बस ये हो गया. Mr. MAHFOOZ left the world as a very happy person. He didn't open his mouth at all about that. I personally think it is a great loss. It was a great loss, but inshallah, it will not be a loss, because Mr. MAHFOOZ, Abu Hasanabdal, he will be the father of Hasanabdal. He will rank amongst the highest that have taught anywhere in the world, because as a teacher, he was an example for all of us. He was such an example. And this quality of his character, which I mentioned, my wife asked me, I will not forgive you if you do not bring this up. Do mention this aspect of his character. Everybody urged him to name those people, or who were the people, why he could not continue as the principal, or because he deserved that. And Mr. MAHFOOZ did not say a word. That is character. That's the learning lesson. I have Haider Khan Sahib over here. You want to say a few words, sir? We are waiting for you. Amir Yaqub, please, you be the next if they're not there. Now, I don't know what name, Vivo V2342.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Everybody.
Wa alaikum assalam. Thank you, sir. Haider Khan Sahib.
So nice of you. So nice of you, sir. Agree to arrange this. I think we can go for life talking about MAHFOOZ Sahib.
Wow.
Such a great personality. I'm so emotional. Like talking about him is, I'm listening to everybody, and I'm so overwhelmed.
I can understand. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Haider Khan, tell us about your relationship with him. What were you?
Well, obviously, relationship starts from 1972, as soon as I entered Cadet College, Hasanabdal, from in 19th century. And actually, Mr. Nisar Ahmed Salimi, if everybody remembers Nisar Ahmed Salimi Sahab marhum, another biology teacher, zoology teacher, he is the one who was very, very close to me, and I've always used to visit his house as a housemaster too. I was in Aurangzeb wing, but I used to go to Umar wing to his house, and I was just like a family member to Nisar Ahmed Salimi. And you know that Mr. Nisar Ahmed Salimi and Mr. MAHFOOZ Saab were very close,
Yes, yes, absolutely.
And although in college there are many numerous stories, as I said, that if we start talking about such great person as MAHFOOZ Saab was, you need hours and hours to talk about him. But I will just mention, first of all, he was the one, because Colonel Andy Hassan was such a disciplinary person. If people who were in that era when he was the principal, and as Muiz said, he was actually Colonel Chapman who interviewed him in '67, and not Colonel Andy Hassan. Colonel Andy Hassan came later.
Yes.
Yeah, and after our FSC exams, there's a period like couple of days where the practical starts after some days.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So,
yes.
in those days, although I was a very disciplined cadet at that time, but at the end, because of my few friends, we just went to Adda for that machli shop there.
Yeah.
And Colonel Andy, when adjutant was, I think Hassan Shah was the adjutant, and the chowkidar, he told Hassan Shah, and he came right in the middle of the night, around 2 o'clock, I think, in the morning. And we were all summoned in the morning to Colonel Andy Hassan's office. And he said that you are all expelled. You are no more in the college, and I expelled you, all of you. So we didn't know what to do. And how can he do this? We just went, he said, no, this is the college discipline. Go to Adda and do this and do that. And we came out, and MAHFOOZ Saab was there in admin block. And he said, what happened? And we told him that this. He said, no. He said, you stay here. Let me talk to Colonel Andy Hassan. And he fought for us like I think with Andy Hassan, if you know the personality, fighting for like his own son, every one of us, and in the end, yes, he got us back in. And Andy Hassan said that it's only because of MAHFOOZ Saab that I am leaving you. So that was his love and his passion for each and every one of us. That was our you can say my first love with him. And after that, in my practical life, I became an investment banker, and I was in Pindi and Islamabad, and both of them, whenever they used to come to for those mess supplies, both of them, they used to come to my office, and we used to enjoy such a great time in my office in Pindi, and then again in my office in Islamabad.
Thank you so much, Haider Khan Saab. I want to know so much more from you about MAHFOOZ Saab.
It's okay. It's okay.
We
It's
have
okay.
some wonderful people waiting, and
Yeah, sure.
I just
Sure, go
have.
ahead.
I'm going to ask Mr. David to say a few words. I just got the message, Mr. David Green. Sir, you're about to leave. Thank you so much for staying with us all this while. So if you are still there and getting the message, please say a few words in the end, and we will continue the meeting. I'm not going to go past two hours. So we had. Mr. Green, if you're still there, please join us and say a few words after having listening to all those.
Yes, I am still here.
Thank you.
And I have very much enjoyed and been moved by all the wonderful contributions that have been made about Mahfouz Rahman. As we've heard so many different perspectives and so many views and so many stories, and it has been wonderful. And it's also been very good to hear from staff at Narrowell Public School and from Moise, his nephew. So thank you very much indeed for inviting me. I have enjoyed it very much indeed, and his name will go on forever, and I do hope that we can have some sort of memorial to him at CCH.
Thank you so much, Sir Green, and I am truly honored by seeing you once again after so many years. I have known you as a young boy, I should call young. You were so youthful, so energetic, and I all the time envied the gentle kids from England. I said, my God, they're so well built, tall, strong, all of them. And I was also a tall kid, and I envied you all the time. And then you were in Macbeth, King Duncan, and all that. And then I'm so happy that you have joined us, and I'm definitely sure that Professor Mahfouz is listening to all of this, and he's there, because that is my belief, that these spirits, these voices, when breath becomes air, people are all the time alive and are there. So thank you so much for giving so important of your time. You're one of the highest ranking people in the British government. Thank you so much for giving your time. With this, I will ask last, sir. There are a few people who have to say. I see Salman Masoom over here. My buddy will not forgive me that I did not give him a chance to talk. And Salman is a very senior aeronautical engineer, Pakistan Air Force, retired. His brother was also our classmate. Salman Masoom, you please come and say a few words. Thank you. I don't see Salman, or he was there. Maybe it's still there. Any other gentleman who wants to say? Mohsen, you want to say something?
Dr. Faraz wants to say something.
Yes, so sure, please, sure.
Thank you very much. I could not resist taking this call while I'm driving, but I passed on a park on the one side. I'm Faraz Khalid. I work with World Health Organization headquarters here in Geneva. I'm a medical doctor, but specialization in health policy. That's just for introduction's sake. But a couple of specific memories with Mahfouz Saab. The point of psychiatry, the need of counseling came up, and I myself, now I recognize at that time, neither my parents, none of the teachers around could sense that I was suffering from general anxiety disorder. Or at that point in time, जब हमारे metric के exams होते थे, you could imagine that that was the first important milestone. Pressures, like I was consistently a high position ranker, but as the board exams were getting closer, my anxiety became so high that it was making me dysfunctional. And I started first periodically, but then very regularly writing letters to my parents that I cannot study. And they were not able to understand that he was a normal, healthy boy, what is happening to him. And there was a moment just before 2 weeks before board exams, that almost every day I was writing a letter to them with only 2-3 lines. I cannot stay, I cannot study, please come and take me back home. And they came on one of those Sundays. Unfortunately, my housemaster didn't get it. They took me to the college hospital. He also checked me, whatever he could say, the doctor saab. But he said, "You're fine otherwise, no problem. Just hang on." And he said that sometimes boys they also do some tricks. So, but nobody was recognizing what is happening to me, neither my parents. But then what happened was, on that one of those visiting, I remember it used to be visiting Sundays, and visiting Sundays, they left me in my dorm, but they didn't feel like stepping outside of Hasanabdal. And they were exactly mentioning to me afterwards that they ended up parking their car in front of CCH gate just before that. And they themselves both said that they both sat in the car and they were crying with sobbing eyes. And somebody just passes away and they saw both parents crying. And that guy stopped and talked to them, "Is this everything okay? Why are you crying?" And they mentioned that our son is this and this. He's suffering through this. We don't know what to do. And this was MAHFOOZ Saab. So MAHFOOZ Saab said, "Okay, park the car. Let me take you to my home." Because as many of you knew, well, in my time, I'm 42nd entry. Moise and I, we are from the same entry. He was vice principal at that time, and he had his first bungalow. So he took them home, reassured them. The journey continues. I'm fast forwarding for the sake of time. I don't remember how many times that he visited me, how many times my parents every day, twice or thrice checking in him. And he made sure that I sit in board exams. I take the board exams. I came out with flying colors, got a scholarship, a lot goes in. But then he told my parents that if you will let him go this time, he would never have the courage to take not only any academic exam, but any other major exam coming his life way. So as many of you are saying, he was an ongoing counselor, psychologist in practice while being a teacher. And later, of course, my journey continued. So I won't take you more your time, but just mentioning one specific incident where there was limited recognition and sensitivity to the psychological needs of the cadets. And when others, and even my parents and my housemaster, could not figure out what was happening to me, and I myself didn't know what was happening to me, there was one person who sensed what is happening and offered a shoulder to both my parents and myself. So I think I owe a lot, like many of you, and just wanted to share. So he would always be in our prayers and du'as, sir. Thank you for this opportunity. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Faraz, for bringing up the importance of behavioral sciences and psychiatry, especially in colleges and schools. My wife is a child psychiatrist, and I grandfathered into child psychiatry. I'm a neurologist, basically, and a psychiatrist, but I grandfathered into child psychiatry only because of her. I see a lot of children. So basically, it is time. Well, I am looking at Salman Masoom. He says, "Asar, I'm here." Salman, I want you to say a few words, and I also want to see you, my dear friend. Say a few words. You were in Janawing. Salman Masoom.
All right. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I'm here, Salman Masoom, and like Asar said, I'm from Jinnah Wing. We did not have much interaction with the MAHFOOZ, where he's joined quite close to our own graduation. However, we knew him very well during that time because he was almost very young at that time, and I think only the person younger than him was Asif Saab. But we remembered him very well because he was very passionate and forthcoming to students and cadets. And I will just narrate a very recent example of my interaction with him. Was that when I met him after almost 50 years, I walked up to him and held my badge on my front and said that, "Sir, I'm Salman Masoom from Jinnah Wing." And he says, "Ke, तुम्हारी तो बात अलग है, तुम बताओ तुम्हारे भाई का क्या हाल है, इरफान मासूम." Not only did he remember that I had a brother younger, in 1 year younger than me, and from 12th entry, he also remembered his name. It was amazing. I was flabbergasted. I was just shocked to learn that how much he had retained from our interactions 50 years ago. May God bless him. I pray to God that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him highest place in Jannah. And we all pray that all the rest of the stages that he has to go through are with eternal peace. Ameen, Allahumma ameen. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Salman. It's my honor to see you. I'm seeing you after so many years. Absolutely my honor. Love you, dear.
My pleasure,
And
sir.
give my regards to Irfan. when you talk to him, okay? And your sister Sobia also. I know their names too.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, please.
Your memory has always been the high mark of your personality.
Yes, I have an elephant's memory, an unforgiving elephant's memory. That's what my wife tells me, that people forget, you just don't forget. I said, yes, I forget and I forgive also. Anyhow, now I want to ask Sumaira Maqsood. I have received a message, and Sumaira, you want to say something? Please do. Sumaira Maqsood, please put Sumaira Maqsood on, please. I was looking at the chat and Sumaira. Okay. We don't have her. वालेकुम सलाम बेटी
जी कैसे हैं?
बिल्कुल शुक्र है अल्लाह का बेटी कैसी हो आप
ठीक शुक्र है अल्लाह का
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया थैंक यू फॉर पार्टिसिपेटिंग एंड जॉइनिंग अस ठीक है
जी जी
ठीक है बेटा जीती रहो आई विल नाउ आस्क मिस्टर in the end we are coming towards the end of this program. It's close to about 2 hours now, and I am going to ask और इसमें कोई तकदीम और ताखीर नहीं है कि कौन पहले और कौन बाद में. मेरे लिए सब बुलंद हैं, मेरे से भी बड़े हैं प्रिंसिपल साहब, और जो हैं वो हसन अब्दाल का कमाल ये है कि हर जर्रा जिस जगह है वहाँ आफताब है. Everybody is the sun and the moon wherever they are. But I'm going to ask to say the final words. Nasir Saab, Principal, Cadet College, Hasanabdal. Sir, please say the final words summing up you for this very auspicious meeting that we had, a memorial service to our very beloved teacher, friend, Abu Hasanabdal, MAHFOOZ Rahman Saab. Please, Nasir Saab, Principal, Cadet College, Hasanabdal, can you say something, sir?
Thank you so very much, sir. First of all, thank you very much for organizing this meeting. And while there were so many things which were very familiar, there were so many things we did not know, and different facets of his personality opened up. I had seen him as a teacher, as a colleague, as a mentor, but this was the first time I also saw him as an uncle and as a brother, doing so many things. This was not only fascinating. This was so very much like MAHFOOZ Saab, but something about his personality which we did not know. So many suggestions came up, some very nice. और ये जो आपने एक लक़ब दिया है अबू हसन अब्दाल का, what a fantastic thing to do, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bilkul. Not only are we keeping his memory alive, and we need to keep his memory alive, we need to know we need to let the future generations of Abdalians know what sort of teacher we had. Jis tarah Catchpole, a lot of people don't know him, but his presence is there. We need to make his presence as vibrant in Hasanabdal as it was for us, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. And using the phrase again, Abu Hasan Abdal, very few people know Abdal. The word Abdal means a substitute teacher. So Badal, a substitute teacher, when these Arabs came to India, my ancestors were one of those in Sialkot who were presenting a different version of Islam, the original Islam. And that is why you find people like Faz Ahmed Faz and Zafar Ali Khan, and then the offsprings and related from the same Maulvi Mir Hassan and Iqbal, all of that presenting the original classic Islam. That was Hasan Abdal and Dithan Abdal. They were presenting at a time, very difficult times of Islam. These were the people, Hasanabdal and Hasanabdal. So it was just, it would be very befitting to call him Abu Hasanabdal, particularly because I claim, yes, I claim to be the descendant of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and I not just claim. Our graveyard in Sialkot is a testimony to that. Hasanabdal is the name after the substitute teachers who were actually teaching Islam in India. Noteworthy over here is the mention of Dara Shikoh, who after running away from his fundamentalist brother Aurangzeb, he came to Sialkot, and his book Sakinatul Awliya was published, written by Katib's calligraphers who were from Sialkot, who were from my ancestors. So Sialkot has this great heritage, this great legacy. And I just wanted to mention this, that thank you for saying that you will popularize this name, Abu Hasanabdal, for this would be very befitting, very befitting a prize for this great man who served teachers, who served Hasanabdal and taught so many of us, and also was an example of a beautiful character. And I just don't know what else to say about this glorious man. A lot has been said. A lot will be said more in coming times. I thank you, all of you, for participating. And आखिर में मैं आप सबसे कहता हूँ एक बार सूरह फातिहा, बिस्मिल्लाह रहमान रहीम, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह रब्बिल आलमीन, अर्रहमान रहीम, मालिक यौमिद्दीन, इय्याका नअबुदु व इय्याका नस्तईन, इहदिनस सिरातल मुस्तकीम, सिरातल लज़ीना अनअमता अलैहिम, गैरिल मग़दूबि अलैहिम वलद्दालिन। बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम, कुल हुवल्लाहु अहद, अल्लाहुस समद, लम यलिद व लम यूलद व लम यकुल लहू कुफुवन अहद। बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम, कुल हुवल्लाहु अहद, अल्लाहुस समद, लम यलिद व लम यूलद व लम यकुल लहू कुफुवन अहद। बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम, कुल हुवल्लाहु अहद, अल्लाहुस समद, लम यलिद व लम यूलद व लम यकुल लहू कुफुवन अहद। रब्बना तकब्बल मिन्ना इन्नका अंतस समीउल अलीम। Thank you, everybody, for participating.